Welcome to the Lauren Blackwell channel. Obviously, we all have things going on in our lives, so we can't act as if somebody else's problem is the worst. So the reason why I'm using Brittany Renner as an example in this video and the other ladies that I'm using is because they're popular. And it is easy to see my point when I use an example of someone that is well known by a lot of people, right? I will not be going into specific details of Brittany Renner's life because we already know a lot about her life from what she has talked about and what we've seen. I'm just sort of making general statements while referring to her in the process of doing so. I am not sure when Brittany decided to leave her athletic career to become a socialite, but doing so allowed her to be involved with a lot of famous people and with people that have access to resources. She's been in those circles for a long time. She has made a name for herself because a lot of people know her. However, we can also see how the decisions that she has made has landed her in a place where she is struggling a lot more than she expected to at this stage in her life. And we know that she's struggling because of the things that she has said about her finances. She said that it's been a struggle for her to get back on her feet like she used to be. And I'm guessing that she meant her social status and opportunities to monetize her presence at different places is not the way it used to be. I think that there's a parallel between Brittany Renner's situation and the things that she has talked about, like the difficulties that she has had, and Kendra Wilkinson, which I recently made a video about her after she came on social media and talked about how difficult it is for her to build her career in real estate. I'm sure these two women lived different lives in many ways, but there's a lot of similarities in that they were both socialites in their earlier years, in their earlier 20s, and they did work that involved being in constant interaction with men in a romantic way, and they were compensated for it, for being around men. Something that they both have come to realize is that the time that they had in that type of career was a lot more limited than they realized, and they did not seem to make the most of it, and they are regretting that. Kendra has talked about her regret for not starting her real estate business while she was at the Playboy Mansion. Had she started at the time, she would have had a lot more success and she would be in a better financial situation today because she was in constant interactions with people that would have been her clients and people that would have helped her build her business. After she left the Playboy Mansion, she lost access to a lot of those people because remember, she also left that lifestyle behind, got married, and had children. Now, getting married and having children are good things for those people that want them, but they do not exactly skyrocket most women's earnings potential. So that decision did not help her financial status either. She decided to live a more quiet life away from much of the spotlight like she previously had and to build this real estate career. Because she did not make the most of her time at the Playboy Mansion when she was there and had fewer responsibilities, she's now realizing that even though she is doing the best that she can, it will take a lot longer than it would have if she had started her real estate business while she was actively living at the Playboy Mansion and, rubbing elbows with quadrillionaires. I see a similarity with Brittany Renner because Brittany is not as active in her lifestyle as she previously was. She no longer has access to a lot of these celebrities that she used to be in contact with. I'm not sure what specifically led to it, but at some point, she tried to change her lifestyle drastically and live a completely different kind of life. She even had a child at some point, and then later on, she changed her religion after she began what she believed would be a long-term relationship with this man. We all know who I'm talking about. It seems that she was expecting the relationship to lead to marriage, but it did not turn out that way. Like, basically, all the things that she planned did not turn out the way that she planned because she did not make the best use of her time while actively living as a socialite. Now she seems to be having a lot of regret, and she's making a lot of drastic changes, such as moving away to be closer to family and to a less expensive city. She's having financial struggles, and she has more responsibilities now with her child, and it does not seem like she's doing well based on the series of videos that she has posted voicing her frustration about her life situation. Now, I'm not saying that people should be involved in that kind of lifestyle that these ladies were involved in, because to be honest, it is a serious health risk to be involved with a lot of people, even if it's in a non-sexual way. Like, even if you're a dancer, right? But you're being in constant physical proximity with a lot of people, and you're having to do that as your source of income in any capacity, can put you at risk, and not just your physical health, but your mental health, your emotional health, etc. So I'm not trying to encourage anybody to live that kind of a lifestyle. I'm just saying that for the ladies that have decided to go down this path and choose this lifestyle, they really should recognize that they have a limited window of time when they are relevant enough for people to care about the brand that they create. And I'm not saying they have limited time because of their age, because I do not believe that. Honestly, I believe that whatever career you choose, you can do that career for as long as you want. It doesn't matter if you're a dancer in a club or whatever. There is always a market for everything. Okay, there's a client for every type of business. What I'm saying is, there may come a time after they've been in a particular career for some time when they may decide to get out of it. And when that time comes, it is a decision that is made with a level of finality to it, to where they absolutely do not want to go back to that lifestyle. And if they did not make the most of it at the time to set up a strong brand for themselves, or something that will continue to generate them income after they leave the lifestyle, a lot of the time this is what happens. They end up feeling a lot of regret that they spent their time in the company of all of these people and they have nothing to show for it. And they also no longer have the opportunity to do so. Brittany Renner is a pretty lady. There are many celebrities out there that would give a lot to be in a relationship with someone like Brittany. So this is not to say that she cannot go back to that sort of lifestyle to make something of herself. But it strikes me that she wants to get out of that and live a different sort of life, which is what she tried to do a couple of years back until recently. The fact that she's moving away from Los Angeles kind of speaks to that as well. She's trying to get a better life for herself without necessarily going back to, that crazy lifestyle that she was living. And so, since she no longer wants to be a part of that, she should have set something up for herself so that at this point, where she's in her 30s with a child and just wants to have a regular career, she would have something else going. But it's not the end for her. She's still young, and there's plenty of time to start a new career. So I'm in no way saying that her window of opportunity is closed and she can no longer do what she used to. I'm just saying that people need to be conscious of the time that they have. And even though one can be a socialite at any age, technically, it gets more difficult as people grow older and they begin to have more responsibilities. Sometimes people have more responsibilities for their own health that they did not have when they were younger. And then sometimes they have children. All of these responsibilities can make it a lot more difficult for them to just decide to hop on a plane to attend parties in another country, So if you're going to be a socialite and live the kind of lifestyle that Brittany Renner lived, then you might as well set something up for yourself. A good example of that is Angela White. While I do not know the specifics of these women's lives, I'm using these specific women as examples because we're all socialites, and they all had access to a lot of people that had significant resources. So anyway, if you look at Angela White, before leaving her previous lifestyle, she set herself up. She created multiple businesses. She had a salon, she had a store, and I think she still has her store probably. And she made music as well. She had all of these things going that continued to provide income for her for some time, even after she made the drastic change to live a more private life. She continues to build something for herself that she's able to fall back on so that her life of interacting with celebrities and people of that caliber is not her only source of income, and that's not what she has to depend on. She's able to fall back on all of these businesses that she has built. She also has children and has a lot of responsibilities, and from what we've heard and what she said herself, she assumed a majority of the financial responsibilities for her children. It couldn't have been easy for her, but she was able to handle it because she set herself up while she was in that lifestyle. So you cannot be living the socialite lifestyle and not think ahead. You just have to think ahead because the time is gonna come. It doesn't matter if you're drop dead gorgeous and celebrities want you in their music videos or podcasts or whatever. You may decide you no longer want to do those things, even if the door of opportunity is still open for you. You may decide that you want to live a more quiet life, or you want to do something else entirely and be out of the spotlight, and you have to have something to take with you. If you build nothing while you're interacting with all these people, you may find yourself in a situation like Brittany Renner. She is struggling, she's trying to get back on her feet, and things are just not happening as quickly as they used to for her. And then add the economy to that. The economy is so much more different now, and then men's opinions change often. So when you get out of that lifestyle, even if you try to go back, things are going to be so different that you may not even want to go back. The interesting thing about socialites that I don't understand is that the celebs that these socialites hang around are all about business and making money, right? They're constantly working, they're constantly networking, they're constantly interacting with all these other business people. So I'm not sure how these ladies are in their company and they still do not prioritize their own goals. I mean, it's like if everyone around you is doing work related stuff constantly, sometimes a lot of these parties is work for these celebrities, and you're surrounded by people that are all about their work and their money. How are you not about that as well? I don't get it. It's like they never think that there will come a time when they want to get out of it, and so they fail to make the most of it. So I'm not surprised that Brittany Renner is struggling like she is now. But I'm sure she's going to figure something out. She's college educated and has work experience. She used to be an athlete of some sort. So there's so many things that she can work out for herself. She's just at that point in life where you have to pivot and begin something new. And, that can be the most difficult time. And you have to grind and grind and grind before you're able to see the fruits of your labor. But it can be done. So yeah, I saw a video where some guy was being very disrespectful to Brittany and talking about her looks and talking about how people only thought she was pretty because of the times at the time and her skin color. And Brittany Renner was clapping back at him, and I was like, wow, a few years ago, this type of men were the ones hyping up girls like Brittany Renner. Maybe not this particular guy, but some men will make girls like Brittany feel like they're on cloud nine for a long time. And then you wake up one day and suddenly they completely switch up because, I don't know, the times have changed, or they think they will look better by talking down on the same girls that they used to hype up. So it's for reasons such as this that you simply cannot depend on anybody but yourself for your finances. The ladies do not have empathy for Brittany either because, well, let's be honest, Brittany Renner was kind of out here being in relationships with people's boyfriends and men that were in like actual long-term relationships with the girlfriends. So she probably does not have ladies that she can turn to or that are reaching out to her to help her up either. She just has to set something up for herself because now everybody's acting as if they're better than her, especially these men that a few years ago would have given anything to be in her presence. She'll just have to figure it out for herself, I guess. So that's all I have to say about this. I'm sure she'll figure a way out of it. I wish her the best. And yeah, that's it. Like, comment, and subscribe and share. And I will see you in my next one. Bye, guys.